kind of like getting married. The preparation of a wedding can sometimes pull someone apart.
Opening soon follows the true story of a restaurateur's vision from concept to opening night.
No white, exactly 1 teaspoon. Some people call me a dictator. Just gonna have to trust me on this one. It's more of a.
He's only as good as his last meal.
Father, son number 1, son number 2, and son number 3.
Kristen, he's gonna leave me with holes in my head.
Son number 3 has always been special.
He's always been particular about everything.
I'm doing it myself.
His name is Dante.
Dante's got some bossiness to him, which he got from my father.
Hey, you want to clean up my neck? Here. Dare I call him girly? Yes, I call him girly.
Will you be quiet?
I think Dante has actually inherited lots of our father's temper. That's the word.
Dante's father, Leon, came to Boston 40 years ago. He's built an empire in the hair business and wants to assure his legacy.
Our father is kind of a... everyone seems to love him, so I guess we have to.
Leon knows Dante's the one with the talent. Dante's a chef, trained and worked on Italy's Amalfi Coast, where his restaurant earned 3 Michelin stars. He's come back from Italy, worked in some restaurants, and needs a change.
Perfect. I've said it in print, I've said it in national places. You know, he's got national ambitions, and I think that he's a local treasure we need to support.
Buona salute, good fortune, and to all of us, and auguri.
Leon's banking everything he's worked for on Dante. He's putting $700,000 up for a restaurant the 3 boys will run, where Dante will cook Italian-influenced, but not strictly Italian food.
Italians are very stubborn, and as we are. And if it's not exactly Italian food, it's not you don't put the word Italian on it. It's as simple as that.
I'm going to leave to the 3 of you. The only thing, I keep my eyes on the business end, that's all.
So he says.
No, the business end, I will keep my eyes. If I ever told you what to cook, how to do your menu, maybe a couple times, twice,
maybe every single meal.
It will be called Dante, and it's supposed to open in 3 months, inside an unremarkable 80s hotel. There's nothing stylish about the front of the house or the kitchen.
Dante isn't in a place that so far has been known for sophistication or where out-of-towners come particularly. He's going to have to establish his own reputation.
Dante, Filippo, and Damien were inseparable as kids. They all went into the restaurant business, but this is the first time they'll work together.
I've been thinking of this analogy.
Otherwise.
Yeah, I've been thinking of this like analogy or whatever you want to.
Dante is, of course, the chef.
Dante's the quarterback, okay? He makes those major decisions.
Damien will run the front of the house.
Then Damien is more the skill player. He's the one that's gonna go and catch the ball, you know?
Filippo will bake all the breads.
I like to consider myself the lineman, kind of the backbone, if you will, or at least the grunts, you know?
They're hoping the team stays together.
It's kind of like getting married. You know, once you're there, whatever happens, happens. But the preparation of a wedding can sometimes pull someone apart.
8 weeks to go. The kitchen isn't exactly in pristine condition.
Oh my God.
That's nasty.
They were planning on a simple update, but now they realize it's an overhaul.
Oh, anyone want some scallops? Been sitting here forever.
Wow,
It's pretty nasty.
Charles. Also, the grease trap over here, it hasn't been treated with anything, and it's actually open. You can, the air is, you can smell it right over here. So all the stench from the grease trap, which collects all the grease, all the sewage that comes through the drain, is actually ventilating into our kitchen.
The dated dining room is no walk in the park either. It'll need a facelift, or at least Botox. So they're asking their designer fellows, Ryan and Dennis, for some input.
The bar's over here against this wall, against the kitchen wall.
Ryan and Dennis have never done a restaurant.
And it's very dated.
It's like a big boat sitting in a harbor that really just needed to be sunk.
Columns have got to go. They're just way too big. And
They don't need that.
if I could change anything, it would be those handrails. Right now, it's very, as I said, fractured.
The boys have taken matters into their own hands. The hotel has added another $300,000 to the pot. Dante wants it to look urban and minimalist. He wants it to reflect the colors of the earth and the ocean. There's so much work, the opening will be delayed 2 weeks.
We have a total project is about $1 million, and that's all we have.
And there's nothing above or beyond that.
Opening night is 6 weeks away.
It's a disaster. It meant a lot more money and a lot more time.
That's part of the game. You know, you play, you pay.
In Boston, Chef Dante has discovered his new Italian bistro is going to take more work than he expected.
Oh my God. It's like a big boat sitting in a harbor that really just needed to be sunk.
They've taken matters into their own hands to open on time and on budget. This was not on the schedule. It turns out the grease drain and sanitary drains in the kitchen were connected, and that's a no-no. They had to redo everything.
They had to dig up and saw cut mazes throughout the kitchen. It's a disaster. It meant a lot more money and a lot more time.
Leon will find the 70 grand to fix the drains, even if it means going over budget.
But that's part of the game. You know, you play, you pay. You're into the game, so you do what you have to do. And that's what we're doing.
There's only 4 weeks until opening, and Dante has to get moving on his menu. In Boston, there's no problem getting the finest of everything.
I want to make a crazy good mini burger. Put that on the menu. So you got any good beef? What do you got for truffles?
Take a look at this and see if it's the quality that you're looking for.
Well, they're firm. They have a good scent to them. This is it. This is exactly it. All right, you in good shape?
Dante has already hired his sous chefs. They're standing by in a test kitchen, ready to be initiated to life with Dante.
Plenty of resumes out there and plenty of guys that I've worked with in the past that would love to work here. No white. See, there's some white in there. Make sure you take some of that white out. Use your whole knife, though. Exactly 1 teaspoon of the agar-agar. Some people call me a dictator. Jim said this is like the greatest beef ever. I don't trust him until it's done. What's the color like? It's like brown. When was he? He said it was ground every day, right? That's actually crap. It's disgusting. You like oxidized beef?
This is the team's first time together. Dante has set some limited goals.
Now, what we're trying to do here, guys, trying to create the greatest burger you've ever had.
The burger will be filled with truffle and pecorino cheese.
So that's going to be too much cheese to get in. We're going to have to cut it a little bit thinner than that, a lot thinner.
Dante is using the skins of asparagus, sweating them with shiitake mushrooms and green garlic.
We got to puree it right away. You have the blender ready, Nathan? Okay.
He has a notion about making agnolotti, using egg yolks and only agar to hold them together.
All right, Nathan, just get that in the refrigerator.
There are some technical problems.
Don't know how to use this blender.
As for the agnolotti,
Well, that didn't work. Turned into scrambled eggs, sorta.
Dante is hard on himself, but his father is worse.
He's only as good as his last meal.
All right, Nathan, put that in the oven.
It's easy to get into a star attitude.
3 weeks till opening. Dante still doesn't have a kitchen.
Damien! Where's Damien?
His brothers, who once said they were his linemen and skill player, are hardly in the game.
This is pretty ridiculous. They were supposed to put the bar together today. Damien, what's going on with this? Aren't they supposed to put the bar together today? Did they give you a really good excuse? They should have.
Well, there's no excuse. It's going in tomorrow.
I'm just trying to keep on schedule, that's all.
Dante puts up a fight and doesn't stop. He just keeps going. I typically either give in because A, I'm sick of fighting, or B, I just don't care anymore, so.
We're on schedule. We saved a day in the kitchen.
Well, we saved a day if...
I haven't punched him yet or anything like that. No, not yet. But hopefully it won't come to that.
We need to get in there and start cooking.
This dish you have to work on.
Yep. Why bother?
In Boston, Chef Dante will soon be opening his new Italian-inspired bistro. But nothing is good enough for him.
It's like brown. When was it? That's actually crap.
Nobody's been exempt from Dante's pickiness. He sticks his nose in every decision.
So, technically, this speaker's bigger.
In fact, he's been so consumed with the details, he's hardly been working on the food.
It's definitely comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
The chair.
He's also sucked up every moment of his designer's attention.
Huge amount of time investment in this, that because it was he didn't have a big budget, and he managed to get $1,000 chairs for $1.98. He did the same thing to me.
48 hours till opening. They're finally in the kitchen, trying to get in the range of perfection.
Kitchen's not 100% ready.
While construction goes on all around them.
Today we have to listen to drilling.
It still isn't going well.
We did some plating yesterday with the staff. Not happy with it.
This afternoon, the sous chefs will try to please not just Dante, but the rest of his family. Once again, they'll test drive the agnolotti, stuffed with veal and mushroom, but this time in a vegetarian broth with fresh vegetables.
It'll get cloudy. Broth will get cloudy.
Is it supposed to? The broth is kind of flavorless. Is it supposed to be?
I love the idea, but this dish you have to work on.
Yep. Why bother?
There will, however, be no change to the opening date. Leon won't have it any other way. Somehow, Leon's become quite involved in everything. He's even the designer now.
Light salmon color,
Salmon?
so it's light, very light.
Have you dealt much with the father? Yeah, he can be tough.
So you said the shears are being delivered tomorrow, installed?
Tomorrow morning.
Now you have me nervous because you said light peach.
No, it's going to be, it's a very sheer, light, I think will go perfect with the scarlet tone we have.
Okay.
But it's sort of salmony, but it's not
See, there
right. No, but not peach.
They bought shears? Yes. For the windows?
You didn't hear that?
No.
Yes.
Not that organza stuff. Who ordered? You haven't even seen the fabric?
No.
No, we don't have a sample, which I'm sorry for, but
Well, the hardware they're hanging it from is what?
it is going to be, I can only draw it to you because I can't describe it. It's very nice. This is the rod, and then the way it's going to loop like this. Does that make any sense to you? You're the designer. It's going to go like that.
Wait. The fabric's gonna go like that?
Say on top.
Did that go out? Stop! Nothing leaves this kitchen unless I say go.
In Boston, Chef Dante doesn't really feel like opening his restaurant anymore.
Why bother?
His father, who put up $700,000 for it and promised to stay in the background, is now putting up drapes.
Does that make any sense to you? You're the designer.
He also has the final say on the food.
And there's this you have to work on.
Dante didn't want to do a full-service dinner opening. He got his way. In just 8 hours, 200 or so guests will get cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, miniatures of Dante's Italian-inspired menu. But Dante is not in the kitchen. He feels he needs to help Damien, who's supposed to be running the front of the house.
You know, look at that now. Only my crazy mind thinks of these stupid things that I like it better that way.
Some people might put their hands here and knock them off.
Leon has moved from design to florals.
What we thought is to do them like this, sort of an asymmetrical type of thing. Okay. You know, like actually we could put all three of them like that.
Jason, you have a second to try this on? I guess that shirt's got to be kind of big in order to fit around your arms.
Leon's also the in-house stylist.
The shirt is good. I just don't like the wrinkle stuff. I think it's too informal, for a fine restaurant, you know.
I think we're all right with it.
I mean, you know, tonight you can try, but I think once you start serving dinners, I don't think that's a go, no.
Just gonna have to trust me on this one. It's more of a.
No, I think we'll talk about it, but I think the colors are perfect.
There's a lot of little details that the vision I had to push. So this is part of that. That it's a very obvious, important vision, is what they're wearing. And if you had structured it from the beginning, that would be fine. But I've been working on this for a while. I gotta get in the kitchen.
Yeah, but I think that's something we don't talk.
But this is a battle Leon will not win. And as for the curtains he ordered,
they were awful. I don't know who was thinking. They looked like salmon peach color. I mean, there's nothing like that here. Yeah. Then the hardware for it, I would have preferred the old ones that were here. When too many people try to get their hands in pieces, it screws things up.
So without the salmon or peach shears, Dante is ready for all Boston to see. On a budget of just over $1 million, they swept out most of the 80s to create a modern showcase for Dante's cuisine.
Parmigiano and herb salt, let's go. Stop standing around. That's all it needs. Just a tiny bit, not too much, okay? Right?
Dante knows that the crowd, which includes Leon's wealthy clients, has high expectations. He's ditched the agnolotti and created
seared tuna, avocado mousse, ponzu, and lemony crumbs.
Delicious.
Smoked trout with trout caviar, watermelon radish, and brown butter.
Did that go out? Stop! Nothing leaves this kitchen unless I say go.
Arancini rice balls with asparagus, serrano ham, apricot, and mascarpone.
That is really, really good. That's fantastic.
Kobe beef tartare with julienne arugula and crispy potato cubes. Truffle tortellini with puntarelli and Vidalia brodo and tomato concasse.
It's excellent. The decor, the people, the crowd, the ambiance, everything is fantastic.
It's Dante's night. Leon says he doesn't want the limelight.
I think they've done it themselves.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, I was around once in a while, but they really did it themselves. My support was emotional and financial, most of all. I'm very proud of you. But most of all, health
Thank you.
and happiness.
Bosco, what are you doing on the table?
What do you mean? It's you. It's your brother. Leave him alone.
Brother has to have his appetizer.
Okay.
Why do you mind if I call the dog your brother?
Find more at fineliving.com. Real information for real people.